Hello and welcome to the Watering Hole. Thanks for checking out this clip. Don't forget to like and subscribe because that'll make the baby Jesus cry, and I know how much you guys love making the baby Jesus cry. Next up, Canadian police warn that posting videos of alleged package thieves could be a violation of their privacy. This comes to us from Fox News, and I've got two stories from Fox today, guys. I'm sorry. But I did want to talk about this one because it brings up some interesting questions. So let's read the article first, and then we can kind of discuss it a bit at the end. It's fairly short.
Sorry, yeah, Casey was talking to me.
Yes, I figured that. So police in the Canadian province of Quebec warned citizens against posting surveillance footage of their packages being stolen because it could violate the private life of the alleged thieves.
Well, I'm sorry. They were on like my property.
Yeah.
So that should be like my, of course, if I was in Canada, I would think that it's on my property. It's at my discretion as to whether or not.
I would also think so. Okay. Sorry, that wig is just intolerable. I don't know why I even still have it. So I am kind of on the fence on this one, actually, because I know I said we were going to read the article after. So the police did a really bad job of explaining this, but I think the reason that we got Sakura in my Twitch chat saying, it's Fox, is probably fake. This one's not fake. They really did say it. But I think what they're trying to get at is if you post a video online of someone stealing your packages, and then someone misidentifies that person as someone else, and then you go and knock on their door because you posted it on Facebook and you found out where they live, and you knock on the door and be like, hey, you stole my package. What's wrong with you? Give me my package back. And it turns out that it was a misidentification. That could lead to legal problems for you. So this is kind of like, it's to protect due process, where you can't just decide someone is guilty for yourself and go after them. Now, on the flip side of that, the police don't do shit when you get a package stolen, even if you have video surveillance. Several years ago, some guy was walking drunkenly down the street. My wife had left the van unlocked, and he was just trying doors on all the cars on the street. He opened our van. He rummaged through. He took the change out of our thing. He took a USB charger thing, and he took the key to my P.O. box. The police. We called the police. We showed them the video. They didn't do shit. We posted the video to Facebook. Within an hour, we knew who that guy was. We knew that he was a regular who did this sort of thing. Anytime he got drunk, he would go wandering around the neighborhood and try car doors. He still lives here. He actually got our vehicle again not too long ago. That time it was me that forgot to lock it, but there was nothing valuable in it that time, so he didn't take anything. And also I'm just assuming it was him because the camera that was above the garage doesn't work anymore. So our garage needs a new roof, and the power cord for the camera kind of got a lot of liquid where it's not supposed to. But yeah, so I'm just assuming it's him because he still lives here. We still see him every now and then. But I was able to go to the police with the Facebook post, be like, this is the guy that they say it is. I don't want to press charges. I'm not looking for my USB charger back. I just want the key to my P.O. box. It's there's nothing valuable come to the sometimes there's valuable shit come to the P.O. box because I have some very generous people in my audience for some reason. But for the most part, if he goes to my P.O. box, he's not going to be able to get anything. He'll get nice letters that were directed at me or something. So I got my key back, and it was that was all I wanted. I'm just give me my key back. You can keep the $10 or whatever that you found. You can keep the USB charger. It's fine. I don't want to press charges. I don't need to press charges against some guy who's just desperate and at his worst. But I can see the flip side of that, where if my camera wasn't quite as good, and it looked kind of like him, but it wasn't him, and people that knew that he had this tendency were like, no, it was him. And then the police didn't do anything, and I went and knocked on his door and was like, hey, give me my fucking stuff back. then that could leave me open to a lawsuit for like defamation or whatever.
Yeah.
But they don't do a good job of explaining that that is probably the angle that they're going for. At least I hope that's the angle that they're going for, because if not, this is fucking dumb.
Yeah. I mean, I could see
Cute Dark Arts, who
argument.
I believe is Stoff, says, no, as a drag performer, I'm putting my foot down, no glitter bombs. I think this is probably with reference to the Mark Rober Porch Pirate glitter bomb thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that is Stoff. I have confirmation. So like, yeah, I can definitely see why glitter bombs would be a problem, but like if you're a porch pirate, you kind of deserve it.
I agree with that sentiment right there. That you kind of, if you're a porch pirate and you know you get hit with a glitter bomb, you're just kind of asking for it. Like that's not cool.
Yeah,
Don't do that.
yeah, but sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I could see it from that angle, like vigilante justice. I definitely don't agree with vigilante justice. Although when you were talking about your run-in with the guy and having the video and everything like that, I was like, I just want to kick his ass to get it back. But I think you're right. It's better to just go through the proper channels and everything to get it done. But I could see your point here.
Yeah,
I can see your point.
I can kind of see both sides of this issue, but at the same time, I feel like their statement was kind of dumb, especially because they didn't clarify. So anyway, like, yeah, they said apparently they have people that are actually like following delivery vehicles, and when they see a parcel that's dropped off, if nobody comes to the door immediately, they'll just go and grab it.
See, that's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah, so like that's
house.
That's not just like a drunk guy wandering around your neighborhood at his lowest point in life. These are, and like people are referencing the Mark Rober stuff. Yeah, and one of the things we learned from Mark Rober is that sometimes these porch pirates are not like lone actors. They are part of like a network of people who like steal stuff and then resell it on the black market or like as used goods, or like, oh, this fell off a truck, sort of thing. So yeah, it's oftentimes it's not necessarily some guy who's just at his wit's end or whatever. And yeah, you should go to the police. But unfortunately, often when we went to the police with camera footage, they were like, yeah, no, nothing we can do. I don't know who that is. And it wasn't until we posted it to Facebook that we got our key back. Cause like, I would have had to like pay a fee to the post office to have them change the locks and give me new keys. But like, I was able to not do that because I got my key back.
Mm-hmm.
But they said you cannot post the images yourself because you have to remember in Canada we have a presumption of innocence, and posting that picture could be a violation of private life. So that's where like he's kind of alluding to the vigilante justice thing without explicitly saying it. So then if you get some proof that somebody might have stolen something, call the police, give that proof to the police, and then wallow in despair as the police say, okay, we'll put it in a file, and then not do anything. And so we'll do the investigation. No, you won't. Bring that person to justice. No, you won't. And file some charges. No, you won't.
No.
No. Like if I know who it is, you might. But if I don't know who it is because I didn't post it to Facebook, you're not going to do shit. Yeah, and they say that you could face potential defamation charges according to CTV. I assume that defamation charges would be in response, like if the person was misidentified, because generally in defamation, like if the thing you accuse the person of is true, it's no longer defamation. So like if you say, hey, this person stole a package off my porch and they didn't do it, then that could be defamation. Whereas if you say it and they did do it and you have a video, then like, yeah, no, that's not defamation.
Well, I have intimate knowledge of this particular area of American law. I don't know how it is for Canadian law, but I know here in America, it's actually incredibly hard to prove defamation because
especially against someone who's private.
Right. You have to be able to prove that they like cost you in some kind of way, like cost you money, cost you your job, did some kind of damage, to your reputation.
Wait, no,
And so,
okay, no, it's against public figures that it's harder to get defamation, because I can say Donald Trump is an asshole without worrying about defamation because he is a public figure. And
mhm. Well, I mean, true, but I think that like if I called some guy an asshole, just out in public,
yeah,
they wouldn't be able to take me to court for defamation because they would have
no,
to prove what kind of damage I did to
that
them.
was a very mild example, but like I had it backwards. It's public figures that it's harder to prove defamation against. It's because private figures, like, it's much easier for me to say like, hey, I was doing fine until this person over here. Well, okay, no, me, I'm a public excuse me, I'm a public figure, but like, I don't know, my partner, private figure. If somebody like goes public with something about her and it goes viral and now she can't get a job because every time she applies for a job, they're like, oh, aren't you that person from this thing? I don't want to hire you. And it was false, then she could get defamation damages for that. Much easier than like if somebody did the same thing to me and I could no longer get a job because of whatever it was, because I'm a public figure. And you can say shit like that about public figures. Anyway, just wanted to clarify, I had it backwards. I've been corrected by Sakura in the Twitch chat, so thank you for that. Anyway, you were saying?
Oh no, I was just saying that I found out that it's incredibly hard to prove like damages and all this other stuff for my particular situation. So, like I said, I don't know what it's like in Canada, as far as the laws go for defamation. I know some places have a lot more lax laws on defamation, but here in the United States, it's pretty strict as to like how to prove defamation.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the article just went into quoting other people talking about it and posting tweets about it. But one of the things that I wanted to do, so on the original website on Fox News, is I use an aggregator thing to make these all formatted the same. In the original article on the in the comments, we got these two gems, which Al Sharpton of BS says Trudeau is just as bad as Biden, spelled with an X, so I assume that's like comparing him to President Xi. The two worst leaders Canada and the US have ever seen, or at least in my 53 years. If this isn't the definition that liberals are now socialists, I don't know what is. Scary time to be a Canadian and an American. So socialism is now, don't post videos of people stealing your packages because that might count as defamation of that person.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that factors into socialism, like, or how it proves
that
liberals
in any
are
way
socialists.
And then someone with the delightful username of libs equals losers says Canada is becoming the new USSR. Papers, please. Like, if anything, this is like an overprotection of people's privacy. This is an overprotection of your privacy. How is overprotecting someone's privacy the equivalent of show me your papers before you can do anything? No, this is literally like, not only do you not have to show papers, you're not even allowed to show someone's face who stole from you. Like, that is not, and like, these were just two of like the most ridiculous comments, but like, this was full of just completely batshit insane, because it's Fox. This is Fox News. They're not concerned with like factuality and shit.